tonight we are going to drink this empty bottle that I have, which is amazing
Drinking air
because it's
or
empty.
Great intro.
Yeah. In the year of 2023, everybody, I mean, Brian's is low too. So really, you just got to
Brian likes
wonder
it
what
too.
Chuck thinks. In the year 2023, Amburana became like crazy. Starlight started it. They did some amazing stuff with their cigar batch. Everybody else jumped on it. RD1 also did one. Now, RD1 is out of Lexington and they source their stuff. They're starting to distill their own stuff, but they did an Amburana finish and they do a couple other finishes that are really freaking good. So, Bourbon Junkies, a couple others like reviewed this, thought it was the most amazing thing ever. I'm not gonna lie, I bought a bottle because of them, and my
you
bottle's
had me
empty.
running around Southern Indiana trying to find that thing.
Yeah, exactly. So that tells you automatically
You could have just called me. It's sitting on the shelf here.
what I think. And we're gonna review it tonight. Obviously, I've had it before. Brian's had it before. Chuck has never had it, so that gives you all you need to know to listen to us when we ramble on all of this wonderful things. So yeah, let's get to it and see what we think.
Let's get it on.
Cinnamon
Smells
toast
like an
crunch on the
Amburana
nose.
finish, which is like, it's just cinnamon. It's like the doughy cinnamon roll, like just the very like the part of the cinnamon roll that you want, but it's like a little bit less baked.
But doesn't that make it the best part of the cinnamon roll though? Is when it's a little bit too doughy.
That's what I said. I said it's the best part of the cinnamon roll.
They're like, I don't know how to describe it, but there is like a doughy note to it. Like it's crazy.
You said it's like a less baked cinnamon roll. It's a cinnamon roll, but it's like it's just not quite
the center of the cinnamon roll. It's what everybody fights for. To be fair, Chuck doesn't understand this. He was the baby in the family. He always got the center of the cinnamon roll.
He was.
For those of us that are older, we understand.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't know Chuck's background, oh my goodness, the coddling that occurred in his childhood is legendary. It's like, I mean, I hate to even share all the stories I've heard. I just can't
all the stories
recount the number of stories I've heard of the coddling of Chuck growing up to make him the incredibly special individual that he is today, of course. But yeah, I mean, the kid, I mean, it's like, how do you get like, oh, hey, I'm awesome at basketball and I play the guitar and oh, look at me like shoot arrows inside of other arrows. Like, yeah, he like clearly, excessively coddled to do all these things.
You've tried for 50 years to be good at this. Look at me try on my first day.
Yeah.
Wow, it's easy.
Yeah. And let me help like corn like breed and make better corn. It's like, okay, like I don't even know how like the biology of that works. Like how does corn mate? Who knows?
I mean,
Chuck does,
I'm not a
apparently.
psychologist by trade, Brian, but
It's
it
all
feels
part
like
of
there's
it's all part of
just
the
like there's
coddling.
a thread of jealousy that is just like running through this this rant. Do you want to talk about anything?
I mean, I feel like some of my other siblings got everything in life easier than I did. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not.
Back to the cinnamon toast crunch.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then
like, again, Brian's thoughts don't matter.
Right, cool. Brian's feelings don't matter.
All feelings are valid.
It's like my childhood again.
No, you have a therapist for that. So then on the palate and the finish, it is not cinnamon toast crunch, but it is cinnamon toast crunch that has been soaked in the milk. There's a very big,
maybe a little bit of water. I don't get it's like it's a little watered down.
No, I think TJ is right. Soaked in the milk.
Yeah. You guys,
Which
maybe,
would
maybe
be
I just need to drink a full bottle before I can appreciate this.
You do.
no. To be fair,
Um,
soaked in the milk would be lead to a watered down. It is 110 proof. It doesn't have the viscous like coat your mouth feel that other bourbons do.
but I wouldn't go all the way to like watered down. Like,
It's 1% milk.
So,
It's not 2% milk. Skim milk. It
okay,
might be skim milk.
there you go.
we can meet in the middle.
Bingo.
There we go.
There we go.
Therefore, watered down.
There you go, people. A
It
bourbon
has more to
review.
finish than Bland's. Tell you
It
that.
is skim milk versus
TJ
2%.
is honestly the guy that we need on Washington on Capitol Hill. Like, geez, he just bridged the gap.
Mm-hmm.
Brought us together.
Compromise.
I can solve a lot of problems.
I mean, honestly, like Amburana finishes to me are sometimes overdone, sometimes too much. They've been left in that barrel too long, or put the staves in there too long. However, they want to finish it, but it's one of the reasons we loved the barrel Amburana finish because it was well balanced with just standard bourbon notes. This one's flirting the line for me. Like the nose is really like gives you all of that like Amburana what you want, but then the palate is not just like punch you in the face with this art. Some of that Amburana to me comes off as like an artificial sweetener taste, which I do not like. Just any beverage that it almost gives you like that stevia taste.
Yes.
Yeah.
This doesn't have it. And so in that way, Brian, when I say watered down, it's almost a good thing. Like, so it's that 1% milk, which I don't tend to like 1% milk, but it's like in this case, it's a good, you're drinking that cereal milk at the end of that cinnamon toast crunch. And, this is pretty good. I wouldn't reach for this often. I don't know. I guess I'm curious. You guys drank a bottle of it. So did you drink it neat? Or are you putting this in a cocktail? That's what I thought.
TJ, go.
I think Chuck was being super generous, but like if you want Amburana finished, which means you want cinnamon toast crunch, baked apple, all of those goodies, this is your go-to. This is not a bourbon. This is not anything like that. It's good in its own right, but it is all Amburana all day, cinnamon toast crunch, everything like that. And it is an amazing version of that. And I would actually take this over the Starlight version of it, but it's not bourbon. Like there is no bourbon left in this thing. And that's where I am.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I think we would all agree the barrel Amburana was just, we thought the best blend of probably Amburana that we've had. Am I correct? Because
sure.
You just had the bourbon there.
Because it still had the bourbon, yeah.
Yeah.
But out of so removing barrel's amazing, we kept the bourbon in Amburana. Going to then the grouping of Amburana finishes, this is my favorite. I mean, the Starlight one is good, but it's just like, man, the sweetness you get on some of these
over the top.
I had a friend had a Good Times one that was finished with Amber, and it was just like I literally could not finish the pour. It was just too much. I mean, it was like a dessert bourbon with like extra sugar thrown on. And then so some of the other finishes. I mean, I'm trying to remember. Correct me if I'm wrong. Penelope Rio, is that classified as an Amburana?
Never had
fish?
it. That's Amburana and Honey Barrel.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. So I have. Friend had a bottle. Sorry. I can try to get samples. My bad. I figured you guys had that.
No.
Chuck has some Penelope stuff waiting on me. I figured he had access to this. Maybe I'll try to see if I can get you some. RD1 Amburana. Spoiler alert, better than Penelope Rio. Stop chasing the Rio. Get yourself some RD1. Like it's just too much for me. Like it it's dessert, sugar, sweetness over the top. I feel like the RD1, yeah, the full bourbon isn't there, but like the Amburana is toned down to where you can enjoy it.
It's a finished
Yeah.
product, not a what borderlines like a infused product.
This is the best representation I've had of it. But if you want more bourbon with slight Amburana, barrel's the way to go.
And if you can find any more of those, let me know.
What, barrel Amburana?
Yeah, they disappeared around here so fast.
We're on to Mizunara now.
Yeah. Oh God, that Mizunara is so damn good.
I'm waiting on mine to arrive.
You bought one?
I did.
Good job, sir.
I watched your guys' review after I texted you about whether or not it was any good.
Brian watched the channel.
Watch the
there we go.
Yeah, Gronk watch game film. There it is.
All right. And with that, since Gronk watched the game film, cheers. And we'll see you next time.
Stay neat.
Our bourbon.